Hi, Tariq Shah, Global Enterprise Account Director at Vendavo. Moment of truth in sales. I think it starts from the initial discovery call, to be quite honest. I think that often salespeople are viewed as check the box type individuals. And I think we need to make sure that we treat each and every interaction with the utmost respect and dignity that it deserves. Specifically, from a moment of truth perspective, we need to make sure that customers know that we are constantly trying to learn and discover them, and that discovery is not just an event, it's an ongoing process. You know, you're in an engagement for a considerable amount of time, and it's time to quote unquote, ask for the business or sign documents. I think oftentimes we think that's the moment of truth, and the moment of truth really happened, months and months before. They buy from people they trust. Well, if you didn't develop that credibility and trust from not only yourself, your expertise, but your company's expertise, and then your current customer base's experience, I think that we're fooling ourselves to think the moment of truth is just asking for the business. A sales leader is a person who understands unintended consequences. And what I mean by that is decisions that we make now, will they have unintended consequences, positive or negative? And I think that is one of the key things that are missing in a lot of sales leaders these days. Unfortunately, given coming out of COVID or any tailwinds in the economy, we often make decisions that are temporal, Band-Aid fixes, instead of strategic decisions that have proper methodology and requisite steps that will actually make the organization better. They need to be inspirational. They need to be able to motivate not only themselves, but they also need to motivate their teams, and they need to motivate their prospective clients and customers. They also need to be innovative. Technology is consistently changing. So as technology changes, we need to be as agile and nimble as well to innovate. That's what our customers are looking for. And also we need to be able to influence, right? Customers are going to have their set of requirements, and we also have our domain expertise. So we need to be influential in trying to guide and influence our customer set. Do we understand our cost to serve our customers? That's a huge lever that needs to be addressed. Also, do we understand the competitive landscape? And more so, do we put a value on our goods and services? So I think those are key levers that executives should be pulling these days under the pricing umbrella. In any corporation, you're going to have some really competent pricers. Pricing typically rolls up to a handful of functional leaders inside of an organization. So sometimes it rolls to marketing, sometimes it rolls up to sales, sometimes it rolls to finance, and other times it might be standalone and report directly to the CEO. What I've found in my tenure in the pricing software industry is no matter where it sits, behavior is in large part what drives profitability. And number two is having modernized solutions that can help drive those behaviors and outcomes. Figuring out ways to modernize your current business processes. It's one thing to have a good pricing team, doing great things, but it's manual. When those people leave, you're left with a quote unquote tool that someone has to relearn and understand. And you're always kind of trying to catch up. So if you can provide your team with a modernized solution that has guardrails, automated workflows, and guided selling, I think your sellers will not only be more efficient, they'll be much more happy at work. Customers will be more happy, and it will certainly drive more dollars from an efficiency perspective as well. I think now is the time for companies to really take a good look at their pricing initiatives, how they go to market, and how they use solutions in order to create that, omni-channel experience, because customers are buying from multiple different channels, and your entity, your company needs to be able to respond. And I think that modernizing your pricing suite is one of the greatest things that you can do to be able to give your customers what they're looking for, and that's a seamless buying experience.